What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another daily range case study on none other than NAS100. With that being said, we're going to get right on into this daily range case study, and let's just see what this Thursday, August 11th, showed us. So first things first, we're going to mark up the 10th, the August 10th, previous day's high and previous day's low. As you can see, the previous day's high did get ran through, even though it was an overall bearish day. Now, sometimes this is going to happen. It's not going to be always that happens where the previous day's high or low gets ran and then price kind of retraces the other way. Those are usually reversal days, such as this one, and I'm going to show you guys how you could predict these in the future by using simple concepts and looking for certain reactions at certain times, if that makes sense. So now that we have the previous day's high and previous day's low, I'm going to mark up this 12 a.m. open, which is going to be right here. Once we got that 12 a.m. open marked, we're going to get the Asian session range. So from 18 o'clock all the way to midnight. Boom. Boom. Then we got this high right here. Just like that. Once you have the Asian session range, the previous day's highs and previous day's lows from the previous day, and you have the 12 a.m. open, now you have the overall 3-point outline that I like to draw up. And now we can start actually getting into the overall analysis on what happened. So there's a few areas in price that I just want you to pay attention to, such as this high, this low, this low, this high right there. They're going to be the key areas in price for this daily range case study that are going to be important. Now we're going to start off with this high right here. I actually forgot to annotate this. This high also is going to be important. Why is this high important? So for example, we got this high at 2:45 in the morning. So at 2:45 a.m. we ran the previous day's high and the Asian range high. They both got ran through and got cleared. Now at this time, this could have potentially been our high of the day. Now when this does happen and the London session does clear a high or makes the current high of the day, or clears a previous day's high or previous day low, or Asian session high or Asian day low, and then you have a reaction as like price did here with a big drop to the downside, a lot of the time you're going to get a continuation move that's going to continue this trend. Now for example, this isn't always going to happen. Now for example, like this one here, price didn't continue that London session trend. It ended up running that London session high right over here. We ended up running above that London session high and creating a high of the day at 10:45 in the morning, well 10:15 in the morning, which was the New York session. So we have the high of the day at 10:15 a.m. plus you have, what did price do at this time? It traded into what? It came up into this 13,500 level. Now even though it didn't really stay to it, it came right above and eventually came back lower, so it did hold that level. So I'm going to annotate that 13,500 rejection. We were also above the 12 a.m. open, meaning we were in an area of price that would more than likely be premium to sell. And same thing, if you're below the 12 a.m. open, you're more than likely going to be at a discount to buy, vice versa. So from here we had this high that created after we cleared the highs, ran down below, traded into the middle of the Asian session, ran back above the 12 a.m. open, traded into 13,500, making the high of the day right here. I'm not sure why it says at 6:10. At 10:15 we made the high of the day, traded into 13,500, and we're above the 12 a.m. open. Now if we also look to the left, do we have any other confirmations for why price did what it did? Not any that I see as of right now that is worth taking the time to look at. Then from here, what ended up happening? Price ended up running, and you can see with this movement, that is when price had his major move. It ended up coming below and targeting this short term. Oh, didn't mean to do that. And we came down. Why is it? Okay, I'm not sure why is it doing this. And we targeted the short term low. Now ideally this would have been one of the major targets. Now usually when I catch these reversal setups, I like to target the Asian session low, and along I like to target London lows and London highs. But in this case scenario, the London high was already ran on the top side, as you can see here. But as you could look, we did ended up targeting the Asian range low, and instead of a short-term low, I'm gonna say the Asian range low. we ended up targeting the Asian range low, ran the liquidity below it, and as you can see, look at how price had a reaction and came right above. Now that is why I always use it as targets, because this could have easily turned into a bullish trade at this point. Everything was bullish, the previous day was bullish, and we ended up clearing all the lows and made the high of the day early. Well, not early, still in the New York session. There was still a chance that price could have had that push to the top side, and which it didn't. But with that being said, right here we target the Asian session low. We had this short-term retracement, and I'm going to draw a fib from this high of the day to this current low. And as you can see, it didn't really have any fib retracement. It kind of just came back into this 12 a.m. area, so I'm not even going to annotate that. I thought it was a 38.20% rejection, but as you can see, it was not. The only thing I can say it did do is it traded within this fair value gap and kind of just came back to the downside. Didn't really do much else from there. Kind of came back down, came lower, ended up making this low of the day. At what time? We got the low of the day at 15:45, which is about 13 is 1, 15 is 3. Yeah, so 15, we made the high of the day, the low of the day at 3:45 p.m. where we didn't tap into 250 quarter point, but we did kind of stay right above this 13,300 right here. So we have 13,300, and that's where price ended up kind of making that low of the day and creating that low at 45 or 15? 45. So we got the low of the day at 3:45 p.m. at 13,300 big figure level. And that was after price traded into what? If you look to the left, let's go to kind of a higher time frame. We're going to look at the hour. What did it tap into? Nothing important. Look here, nothing important. I'm going to come to here. First thing I notice is on this 15-minute time frame, this last down candle before this major up move is what price traded into right in here. So traded right into this 15-minute order block and kind of held above it at that 1300 level. So now this area makes a little bit more sense. Now, matter of fact, now looking at it, this isn't one down candles, 2 down candles, but one was a doji. I didn't peep that, but it's still going to count these 2 down candles right here. Now you see price came into it, created that low of the day. So let's also annotate this. We have that 30-minute order block. Created that 30-minute order block, and from here, price kind of just came back above, and that's what really happened. So now let's get the schematic. We had the Asian session range. Boom, Asian session range. Before we ran the high during London session, came back into the range before eventually pushing, making the high of the day, and continuing to drop to the downside. Now this is going to be a clean example of a bearish New York reversal, just like this. And with that being said, that is going to be the daily range case study for NAS100 on Thursday, August 11th. So with that being said, I appreciate everyone for watching the video. If you found it helpful in any way, shape, or form, make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Also, make sure you check out episode 1 of the podcast I did with my friend Achilles. Make sure you check that out. Got another one coming soon. I think we're going to be doing it about credit. But yeah, hopefully everyone found this video helpful. If you did, share it with a friend. And I'll see you all in the next daily range case study. Let's have a productive week. And I'll see you all soon.